And apologies for breaking into your regular programming, everyone. We've got some breaking news here. Breaking news.
Smash.
So we're gonna take it to Frank, who's on site and can give us he's on site on the other end of the table for where I'm at.
Is your earpiece working, Frank? Do we have you?
Thanks, guys. I'm actually in the toy aisle down at Frank Mart, to be honest, right now. So I've been, interrupted. But this is worth being interrupted. It's worth stopping.
Is it ever?
Stopping to buy toys. What we are talking about is the news that has just dropped in the last day or two. There's going to be a Bluey movie. A Bluey movie.
Say what now?
You heard me. Now, this is something that, old mate Joe has sort of spoken about or been asked about many, many times.
Many times.
And his general rule of thumb was he goes, if I can come up with a good story, we'll do it. And the general consensus was The Sign was a bit of a tester for a longer format of Bluey. Here we are.
I'd say a successful test.
A pretty successful test.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Just like about the 8 seconds of it that you were in it?
No, I liked the whole thing. We were watching it in the cinema. Forgot I was involved. I was just loving every minute of it. And then Sheepdog 2 came on. I'm like, oh yeah,
that was me. Thing, yeah. Anyway, talking about voices, Brendan, you're just a bit gruff.
Oh
today,
yeah, sorry.
It is still Brendan.
He's a bit rough.
We have not replaced him with one of his siblings.
I'm the huskiest,
despite the fact that there are many of them
at this minute. Yeah, easiest to replace with someone like me, I would say. But
Williams. I mean, Brendan.
Yeah, apologies.
Sorry,
it's nothing. I've taken an antihistamine. She'll be right.
Very good. Anyway, so yeah, really exciting. I think I'm on the bandwagon saying like it's been talked about for a long time. Yep. It's just like, and it feels like they've been experimenting. And if The Sign hadn't come out, if we all sort of went into Sign going, oh, well, at least I did going, will it work in the longer format? Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm just like, yeah, do whatever. You've got the minisodes that like show what you can do in 30 seconds to a minute. You've got the regular episodes. You've got, The Sign, like, which did not feel like, we talked about it, like, it didn't feel like 4 episodes glued together or anything like that. The pacing seemed to work. Like, so, go for it. I'm so excited to see what that will be, but we'll have to wait a while.
Yeah, 2027 at this point, which, as we're recording this is the right
we're going to have the drones.
Yes.
Going
it'll literally, oh my God. Power up the gun.
Bandit! I will wait for you.
Normally I let you sing, but under current circumstances,
that's
helping?
the brilliant. Yeah, that's the real Bruce Springsteen sort of. He says.
He says, clearing his throat. But yeah, Joe basically penned a letter on the Bluey.tv website, and essentially said, "Look, after spending a bit of time away from the series, which is not a secret, the last drop of season 3 was a little while ago now. He, was an old idea about the movie resurfaced, and before he knew it, he'd written a script that he really liked. And I tell you what, if Joe likes it." Pretty sure we're all going to cry.
Yeah, kind of on board with that.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2027. But he did sort of follow that up with going, that's the good news. Now I've got some trifficult news to share with you all. And essentially, as he's sort of told us and other shows many times, he said he would never keep making the show if he thought he couldn't make a new season as good as the last. And basically, this movie will serve as Joe's swan song. He said, "Look, to clarify, season 4 is coming. It's a thing, but I'm not going to be involved with it. My focus is the movie, and then I'm, leaving Bluey to the people who are running it sort of currently."
The man's a pro.
Yeah, he knows. He knows when to call.
I love that guy and everything he does so much. It's the Faulty Towers versus the Simpsons, why would you run something for beyond where maybe you felt like it was the thing. I don't know. I'm not an artist of that level. But there are 12 episodes of Faulty Towers because there only needs to be 12.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And why not do what you've got in you to do? And if you feel like you would be changing your original idea, he says that he's finding it harder to revisit those because everything about the show comes from an honest place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe was in that level of parenting when the show was being written, and he I guess he's not there anymore at that age bracket. So if he feels he has the spine and the wherewithal and the personality to go, it might not be honest, so I'd rather just be honest with the world and put this letter out.
That's it. Like
what a guy.
He could have quite easily just, kept on that Disney money gravy train and just sort of kept producing stuff that he wasn't internally happy with or proud of, but he kept rolling it out. But he's not. He goes
never doubted him.
Yeah. He's just he knows. He puts all of himself into the show, and that shows. And now he's got nothing left to give in that respect for the show itself, right? And so rather than try and just be that aging sports star who never wants to retire, he's like, no, I'm going to call it here. Because he's got one last long format Bluey to share with us, and then.
And is it is it it still a maybe? Like he was the way I read it, maybe I'm wrong, but the way I read it was like, look, this is what I'm feeling at the moment, but maybe he's kind of like, this is how I'm going to play it.
Yeah, it basically says, to be clear, this is not an announcement about the end of the show, but it is an acknowledgement that my focus will be on the film.
Yeah.
So he's that tells us basically a new season is no doubt in the works. The people, Ludo's not shutting down or anything crazy like that. They will still carry on, but he's the writer essentially, along with a team of other people. They will be sort of writing future episodes, and Joe will go on to other things.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense really. If you're going to make a movie, you can't have somebody making a movie and a series at the same time.
Yeah.
You just can't. You got to have multiple.
That's why you get
running.
B unit directors.
Exactly.
Look at you, the terminology.
Yeah, well, that's what Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
That's he was the B unit director on the Hobbit movies because you've got a timeline. You can't. Peter Jackson can't be everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to take direction from.
Yeah.
If you're all imagining being Gollum the whole time, right?
I want to see Gollum taking direction from Andy Serkis. I want to see that argument, like that awards show he did that one time, where he was with Gollum. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No,
it's great.
I can't remember that one. Anyway, so it's. But at the same time, I have every confidence that the show's going to continue being amazing. I think that's the thing, is just it's, and I'm always up for more Bluey. I think it's one of those shows where I think of Red Dwarf, and it's they keep on coming back and making a little bit more. I'm like, yeah, why the heck not?
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't think by making anything new, you could ruin no, you've ruined the rest of it somehow. Or you've so it's just okay, yeah, great. There'll be somebody else that reigns. Who knows if the flavor might change or anything else might change about it, obviously, because it's moving on in time. But I'm just kind of it's such a great world. It's had so much embedded, but also we've been shown the way that it can break out of those boundaries over and over again. So it's just a really fertile area that I'm sure a whole bunch of people are going to have fun in.
Yeah.
It is that, one last point. It is that thing of each one's a short film just with the same characters. And then, with new direction or, new people doing writing or whatever it might be. I think, with just a few caveats of what the core is.
Yep.
I think it's really going to be interesting to see where it goes.
Big time. Big time. It's such a gift, this show.
Mm.
And I wouldn't have been sad to see it end in the same way that Fawlty Towers, which is one of my favorite pieces of comedy ever, ended, because you still have the thing, and it's a gift.
Yep.
But at the same time, what you're saying, Marty, I agree as well. I don't mind there being more of it. These minisodes, which we have sat down and recorded a little bit of a podcast about minisodes, not to give too much away, but what's coming up, we'll get into that in a moment. And I've got some apologies to make, but for timelines, etc. But like, if I'm being totally honest, when people like going, oh, there's been a break, when are we going to get more? When are we getting more? If I'm being totally honest, if you'll permit me, kind of irks me a bit because like we don't deserve any of this. we are not entitled to this gift, right? It's been the best thing. I don't think it's too much to say it's the best thing to ever happen to Australian television, and it is, and we are nobody deserved this. Nobody is entitled to this. It's a gift, and I am so happy to have what I've had of it as a viewer, and I can't believe to be like a little part of the show as well. Yeah. It's just like entitled to nothing. It's all, I just overwhelmed with gratitude,
Yeah, and I think to your point about completely gone.
Completely gone? Oh no. Sorry. Did I talk too long? Even with this state of voice. I pushed it too much.
Were you going to talk about the pause? Anything to do with that? No. Okay. You're still talking about
no. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. It was reminding you about where you still have the thing, right?
Yeah.
I thought Jack had reached a point where, he liked Bluey, and now he's almost past that at 5 years old. Recently, he has gotten back into
Comes
it.
Back around.
Comes back.
Oh boy!
I have constructed an attempt at the almighty blanket and pillow fort. I've literally taken up his entire toy room. It's got multiple rooms. I'm actually quite proud of it. And he looks and goes, needs to be bigger. And I'm like, oh,
that a boy.
But I thought it was, and then just even just today, he was having dinner, made a bit of a mess. Dropped something on the floor accidentally, and then goes, da 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 da. And Ali sort of looked at me, and I'm like, that's a Bluey reference.
Amazing.
So it just it comes back around, and that's his go-to. I don't want to watch crap on YouTube or whatever. He goes, I want ABC Kids, and he wants to watch Bluey, and I'm like, I will take that.
That a boy, Jack. I alluded to it before about because we were talking about minisodes, and we will go into more depth on how much I loved the minisodes and how I didn't know what to expect because it was a different idea, and I can't believe I left it so long before I watched them because they're so much fun and so good, and yes, no, without giving the game away, maybe we've sat down and spoken about them, but we've got a couple of episodes in the can. The other reason for this news report is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, it's been so long. Life is life.
Yeah.
But Merry Christmas to everyone.
It's just before Christmas.
Maybe I should have opened with that.
So we should have started.
What a Christmas gift it is to get a letter from Joe Rum, and a Christmas gift to know that we've got a movie in the works. But speaking of things in the works, New Year's resolution. We've got a couple of episodes in the can that we're going to get out there. And this very next one that will be dropping, we actually reference the third Bluey album.
I wonder what it'll be like.
It gets so exciting.
So if you're looking forward to, you might be looking forward to congratulating us for what we got right. You might be looking forward to laughing at us for what we got wrong. But I'll tell you now, it's going to be a bit weird hearing a bunch of stuff, and we start referencing, Christmas is coming up. Yep. We might be referencing Christmas coming up until mid 2025. That's the way we're going. So that's my little sorry, everybody.
I mean, we never claim to be a topical like on it sort of show.
It's it's Bluey is evergreen.
That's right.
We
Bluey never
desperately
ages.
hope that
And we would like to be an ever khaki, an ever shade of green that's less pleasant than.
And you know,
like one of those light jumpers you
Yeah.
could potentially wear most of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Just
maybe once was like a forest green.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
now kind of like a mustard. But it's still, you
just
know.
that lime that's been in the bottom of the fruit bowl for just a
Yeah.
bit too
Just a
long.
bit
and
too
you're
Yeah.
like,
And you don't notice that it's
Yeah.
not quite the same as the new limes until you put the new limes next to it and go, wow, that's a lot more
it's
pleasant.
been a hot minute.
Yeah. We love you guys. Oh, you'll wonder why I sound normal in the next one. Well, no, as normal as
I've
Sound
been wondering
Brendan.
that for 25 years,
Yeah.
mate.
Deary me.
But yeah, look, the main thrust of this, obviously the Bluey movie is exciting news.
Oh, boy.
Like what you said, I just wanted to say thank you to Joe.
Oh,
Like,
man.
It's just, you know, it's easy to look at the words on the page and go, oh, yep, he's made this decision. This would have been rattling around in his head for months, years potentially.
Mhm.
It would not have been an easy decision. You know, he's seen this. Imagine having the thing you love and it goes absolutely internationally huge the way it is, and then having to make that call to just to walk away from it. Like that's amazing that he's got, as you said, got the stones to do that and the you know, conviction to go, yep, I'm done here.
And the decency to just kind of like address people that like he owes nothing. Like he doesn't owe me anything, but I get to see this thing going, hey guys, just this is my thought process.
Yeah.
This is where I am. Just like, what a good bloke.
Yeah,
What a top bloke.
absolutely amazing.
And then there's the three of us.
And then there's the three of us. Look at us.
We are
Look
not
at us,
amazing.
Look at
way
us
on
three
the other
friends.
end of the spectrum.
Oh, just
We've got because he's really organized. And,
When are we going to get more content, Brendan? I want more.
I know. That's an interesting, an interesting comparison.
analogy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, Merry Christmas to all.
Yep.
And to all, God bless us, everyone. I think I mixed up two
Yeah, that's right.
phrases there. Never know which one to go for.
Yes. So
It's Christmas Day. No, that's,
I loved that.
sorry, don't make Brendan laugh.
Oh,
His voice is
dear.
bad.
Oh,
Anyway.
might just die.
So yes, have a wonderful Christmas, everyone.
Yes.
Enjoy us referencing our pre-Christmas. And
for months.
we will catch you next time we gather around these mics. In the
Thank you
past
very
and in the
much,
future.
Joe. Thank you, all of you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.